To the Silicon Valley we head. Microsoft shares are falling more than 3% in after-hours trading following the release of the company's third quarter earnings. Nokia also released its earnings too, and it wasn't pretty. Mark New joins us live with the latest on how these two companies are already looking toward the future.
Mike, Microsoft fell short of estimates as income dropped by 22% in the latest quarter. Nokia also missed estimates and has lost money in 6 straight quarters. But some argue Microsoft is actually to blame for that because Microsoft hurt sales of Nokia when it decided that Windows 8 would not run on the recently released Nokia Lumia handsets. But in business, bygones are bygones. And the soon-to-be-released Nokia Lumia 920 will run on Windows Phone 8. Both companies are now heavily invested in each other's futures. In a week's time, Microsoft will launch its most radical PC operating system in the past 25 years, Windows 8. If it's to succeed, tech industry analysts say capturing the mobile market must be priority number 1. Last year, Nokia announced to the world that it was essentially giving up its Symbian platform to go all in on Windows.
Hands down, Nokia needs Microsoft more than Microsoft needs Nokia. And one of the reasons why is because if Nokia pulls away from Windows Phone, it has very few options left. In order to survive, they don't need Windows Phone 8 to be a success, but in order to thrive, they do, and they need a hit in the US market.
Some analysts viewed recent moves by Microsoft as slights toward Nokia, including not supporting the old Lumia models with Windows 8 and giving the honor of unveiling the first Windows Phone 8 to Samsung. But the fact is, Microsoft has many partners to keep happy, with the goal of making Windows Phone 8 more competitive with Apple and Android phones.
I think it's really too early to make the decision in the battle between Windows Phone, Android, and iOS, especially with Android and iOS so dominant. But I think that Windows Phone 8 does have a very clear shot at being number 3 and gaining a lot of that market share.
To do that, Microsoft wants Windows 8 software to be a unified system that works on desktops, tablets, smartphones, and gaming consoles. This strategy has forced Microsoft to control its platform more tightly than before.
There's some things that they're trying to be more Apple-like on, which means they may be more closed than they have been in the past. You know, the PC has been a relatively open platform. But there's some complaints now that they really only want, say, one Windows store.
While the tighter control has upset some companies, Microsoft may be looking to avoid some of the pitfalls of Android. Android's open system can result in vastly different user experiences depending on the brand. But at the same time, Microsoft must allow its partners enough freedom and creativity to put their own signature on each product. Last quarter, Nokia sold 2.9 million phones, but contrast that with Google, which says it activates 1 million Android phones every single day. So that means Nokia pretty much sold as many Windows phones in 3 months as Google sells in 3 days. Mike.
Oh, big difference there. Thank you so much, Mark.